So there are two different types of nephron. One is cortical nephron and another is juxtamedullary nephron. As you can see from this diagram, this nephron belongs to cortical nephron and this is juxtamedullary nephron. We can easily distinguish some difference between these two nephron. In case of cortical nephron, the size of the glomerulus is smaller than the glomerulus of juxtamedullary nephron. The length of the loop of Henle in case of cortical nephron is relatively short. On the other hand, the length of the loop of Henle in case of juxtamedullary nephron is relatively long. Now, there are some points by which we can easily distinguish between a cortical nephron and juxtamedullary nephron. So, the loop of Henle lies slightly into medulla. On the other hand, in case of juxtamedullary nephron, the loop of Henle deep into medulla. As you can see, this is the portions of loop of Henle of juxtamedullary nephron. It dips into the medulla. On the other hand, the loop of Henle of cortical nephron lies slightly or just touch the medulla portions of the kidney. The glomeruli is located in the outer layer of the cortex. Okay, the glomeruli. On the other hand, in case of juxtamedullary nephron, the glomeruli lie in the inner layer of cortex next to medulla. Glomeruli portions located outer layer of the cortex. On the other hand, glomeruli portions of juxtamedullary nephron lie inner layer of the cortex. Now, no formations of vasa recta. We can't see any vasa recta. Here we find the vasa recta. Peritubular capillaries capillaries form the vasa recta. Vasa recta helps in the filtration process. It helps in maintaining the osmolarity of the fluid, whatever it is, osmolarity between the interstitial fluid and the filtration tubular fluid. Now 80 to 85% nephron of the human are cortical type. On the other hand, 15 to 20% nephrons are juxtamedullary nephron. So the percentage of the cortical nephron is high than the juxtamedullary nephron. As we know, the length of the loop of Henle is short in case of cortical nephron. On the other hand, length of loop of Henle is long. Size of glomeruli is relatively small. Okay, comparatively large glomeruli. So it shows low glomerular filtration rate. On the other hand, juxtamedullary nephron has high glomerular filtration rate because the glomerular size differ in these two type of nephron. In case of cortical nephron, the size of the glomeruli is small that affect the glomerular filtration rate. Now, juxtamedullary nephron is largely responsible for the formations of concentrating urine because the loop of Henle is long. Loop of Henle take a very important role in the dilutions of the urine. Suppose a desert animal, we discuss later discuss about the functions of the different part. Loop of Henle is a very important segment of the nephron. Desert animals such as take example of rat or any desert animals have to preserve body water because there is scarcity of water. They can't lose their water from their body. They have to hold their body water, so they can't excrete out the large proportions of the water. Long loop of Henle is responsible for reabsorbing water and sodium chloride from filtrate. So what is the role of the loop of Henle? Loop of Henle reabsorbing water. So reabsorbing water from the filtrate into the interstitial fluid and sodium chloride from the filtrate. So desert rat have high proportion. On the other hand, desert rats have high proportions of juxtamedullary nephron, because juxtamedullary nephron helps in the formations of concentrating urine, and desert animals such as desert rat does not want to lose their body fluids, so the percentage of the juxtamedullary nephron is relatively high. Here we discuss only the so this is a loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. There are two parts of the loop of Henle. The basic structure we draw. This is descending limb of loop of Henle. This is descending limb. On the other hand, this is ascending limb. Ascending limb of loop of Henle. Limb of loop of Henle. We take just that part. Okay, we just take that part of the loop of Henle. If we take that part of the loop of Henle, we can find that now this descending leaf is permeable to water, so water moves out. This is the portions of so moves out in the interstitial fluid part. This is water, so water moves out from this tubular part of the nephron, and due to removal of the water, the concentrations of the filtration fluid increases. So concentration is increases. Suppose concentration increases, and here the high concentration, hypertonic fluid. This hypertonic fluid moves through ascending limb. Now this is hypertonic fluid, and there are some co-transporters present like NaCl, NaKCl. So whatever it is, suppose you have to know that NaCl. So NaCl moves out from that filtration fluid. That is why in ascending limb the fluid become hypotonic. So that is why as the loop of Henle play very important role in formation of hypertonic and hypotonic fluid. So this is the functions of loop of Henle. So as the length of the loop of Henle increases, it can consume water, because water moves out from the tubular part of the nephron to the interstitial fluid, means body into the body. So we reabsorb more water when the length of the loop of Henle increases. If you like the video, please share with your friends. Thank you.